First year of vet school is primarily motivated, I think, by, well, in my case, abject terror. Probably I'd go back and tell myself, take it easy, it's gonna be okay. And I think I'd tell myself to, call up that Zuckerberg guy and invest in Facebook. There might be something to it. I was always the guy who was first in line to work with the exotics. I loved working with birds of prey, reptiles, venomous snake, no problem. Get me in there with that mountain lion. Just the more exotic and wild, the better. But the animal that I remember giving me the most trouble, and actually the only animal that ever bit and injured me in vet school, was a little Maltese that I was dealing with in the ICU. I mean, the poor guy had some fire in him. He was clearly uncomfortable, not doing too well. He's in the hospital, but that guy packed a bite. So clearly this is why I went into wildlife medicine. To be honest, there were a lot of good experiences. I would say one of the most pivotal ones for me, and it was certainly more than 24 hours, but was time I spent my first year in Australia doing a research study. I had gotten funding to go abroad and ended up working with the public health unit in Queensland studying rabies. And Australia was a country that had been rabies free, and they had their first cases. 2 people had died from rabies. And I was working with both the health department, I was also working with a veterinary epidemiologist who was studying this virus in bats. And so he sent me out into the outback with one of his technicians, and we were catching fruit bats and testing them for rabies. And at the time it was such a transformational experience because I was studying public health at the time that I was doing my vet degree, and this really brought it all home to me, the connection between wildlife health and human health. I spent a summer working with these bats and was absolutely enamored by it, and I figured, hey, this is great, but never make a career out of it. And 10 years later, I'm still playing with bats all over the world, so it was a pretty important experience for me.